Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I'll be showing you a recent tournament on Lichess in which I participated on last Saturday and I managed to secure second rank in it. So I will show you that managing a rank in top 3 in Lichess tournament less than 1500 is not that tough as you might be thinking, and because players come who blunders in 10+0 format, so you have a very good chance of securing top 3 positions in less than 1500 rapid arena. And if you want to play quality chess, then let me tell you, this arena is not for you. You have to target for 1700 or 2000 rapid arenas, in which I will be slowly participating after my rapid rating increases above 1500. So let me show you this a walkthrough of this tournament and all my games in which I secured victory and draws. Okay, so these were the games. As you can see, in every game I secured victory. In last game, though I secured a loss, but it was such a long game and I grilled my opponent to an extent that the tournament time was over. So basically it was not counted, though I played in total 6 games in it, from which only 5 were counted. So let me show you the first game. In this I got white pieces, and so let's begin this. Favorite opening. I have tried this opening many times, and when you keep doing an opening for months and means very long time, then you get to see all variations in it and all the blunders that you eventually do in those openings. So it is very important to stick to an opening for some time and not switch between different openings. Okay, so fight for the center. He protected his pawn through pawn, going into a 3 knight or 4 knight variation maybe, and he pinned my knight. Now this pinning was a very a blessing for me if he takes my knight, because my queen would be developed, but he didn't do that, and I did not thought of bringing my queen out too quickly, because it gets trapped in most of the cases. Okay, he took, I took. Now this was a very clever thing. If he took by his knight, then my queen would come to an ideal position, and that would be very unfavorable for him. So what he did, he took my bishop through his bishop. Okay, in the thought that I will take back his bishop from my queen, because if I do that, he will take my knight for free. So of course I could not do that, and since none of the pieces are being developed here, if I take his knight and his pawn structure is weakened, so there was no problem in taking the knight, I guess. Yeah, it's not an inaccuracy or a blunder. Okay, I pinned the knight as he did with me, and there was no problem in castling, because castling should be done. It is said that castling should be done in the first like 12 moves, because if you have not done that, very soon you are going to be checkmated. It is said by one of the most famous players. So basically you should not take anything for free. Like here, if you take knight instead of castling, then his bishop would have been developed. Anyways, I blundered this for sure, but let's see where the match goes. Now, the 7th heaven. It is said in chess that rook's ideal position for checkmating is on the 7th rank. So that's why I placed my rooks on the 7th rank in bleak chances of some future checkmates, so that he could blunder, which he eventually did. So that's why it is recommended that, as you can see, 21 moves are over. So after 21 moves or 20 moves, you should try taking your rooks to the 7th rank if most of the pieces have been cleared off the board. Okay, in chances of checkmate. So let's see where the match goes. I vacated the block, I vacated the square for my another rook, Now this was a clear blunder. He thought that I would take his rook with my rook and he would take back with his rook. Even that would have been a blunder, but I saw an early opportunity of checkmate and here it's gone. I could have checkmated him earlier, but like I could have checkmated him with rook takes rook. Oh, sorry, queen takes pawn. Okay, but I did this. So it was a mate in 3 basically. And here it was game over for him. So this was my first game. And in this, let me show you my accuracy. So it was 86 with 0 blunders, 2 mistakes and 2 inaccuracies. I'll still have to work on mistakes and inaccuracies and blunders often. In this I was lucky not to have any blunders, but often I do. And let's see what's the blunder done by him. So you can see this is a clear blunder because it's a mate in 3. You can see this here. Okay, so let's see the second game. Okay, this was a very bad game for me, though I secured a victory, but because of his blunder, so I don't take any credits for it. So I got black pieces, fight for the center. As you can see, he's going for a fried lever attack by putting pressure on the f7 square, right? So he could have brought his knight to g5 and then knight to f7, forking my rook and queen. So it is a fried lever attack, very common for beginners in chess. So I prevented this with this. Now you know this move also to prevent fried lever attack is considered as an inaccuracy, and in the world championship match between Ian Nepniashi and Ding Liren, I think Ding did the same thing, on which very many clips went viral showing Ian's expression. He was laughing at it, he was amazed by that move because it was not played by any of the players before. So you see at Grandmaster's level, this move of pushing the pawn 1 square forward is not played because that's considered quite childish, and there are many punishments for it by the other player, in this case by the white player. So in the world championship match, when Ding did the same thing of pushing the pawn forward 1 square, Ian was quite amazed by it, and most of you might be remembering his expression from one of the matches. Anyways, so I stopped the fried lever attack. There could have been a better way of stopping it, maybe by this pawn pushing forward, but after that there are many problems, like queen coming to this place and then attacking this. So there are many problems with this. Okay, of course I could not play this. For that I needed a knight here, right, before pushing my this pawn forward 2 squares. And if I did this, he would do this, I would do this, and here, yeah, he would do this, and this. I'm forgetting the move order, but something happens here such that you are a piece down. I'm not remembering this exactly, but yeah, I got it. He takes this, and if you take, you're basically gone, because you know yeah, with this you are gone. You are simply going to be checkmated at one point, or you are going to lose material, as you can see from here. So that's why I don't know proper protection from this fried lever attack. That's why I don't prefer the opponent coming with his knight to g5 square. That's why I played this. Okay, game forward. Till this point it is a draw, but at some point he did a blunder. Yeah, and here comes the blunder. Now it was a blunder by me, but instead of taking this free knight, what he did was this. No. Yeah, he did not take the... Okay, this was a check, fine. And after that, you see I am still a piece down, because if he takes knight, I take back his bishop, and he takes back my bishop. So he's still +3. And you can see from the evaluation bar that white is completely winning in this case. But what he did was amazing. He played this. I don't know what he thought, and he might have tried for take back, but in Lichess tournaments at 9:30 PM IST, basically you don't get a chance. I don't know about other tournaments, but in that tournament you don't get time, you don't get take backs. Okay, so he might have tried for take back, but it was not available. So from here onwards, it was a completely winning point for me, and he resigned at this. So this was my second game. Coming to third game, it was still a game of blunders. Let's see this quickly. If you are thinking about the videos on the left hand side, you won't be normally seeing this, but I have installed a Chrome extension by the name chessvision.ai, and in this, if you play any position on Lichess or chess.com, it will show you a similar position if it is available on YouTube or other sources. So it will help you to analyze positions. Even in this position, if you click this, if you click on scan, it will scan the position. Okay, so there are many things. Maybe I will make a different video for this, but leave it for the time being. Okay, I push the pawn forward, and the idea is here that if you take with the pawn, in that case I will simply take your queen and you will not get a chance to castle. Okay, so that's why it's not preferred. Now you can see what mistake was committed here by him. This was a clear inaccuracy and the bar shifted to black's favor. The reason was simple. I am a pawn up, and basically if he tries to take my pawn, I will simply take his rook. So you can see it was a clear blunder from here onwards. He still didn't protect his rook. Okay, so you can see it was a game of blunders. Now I saw this threat, but I know it was not going to be a checkmate for sure, so there was no problem in it. He took my rook, and from here onwards it was equal. Okay, so I was quite alert at this moment, but again he committed a blunder some point later. It was a blunder because I thought it was a mating idea, but after his bishop takes my pawn, there is simply no way I can checkmate him. Okay, but he did blunder from here onwards. Now you can see the engine is suggesting queen trade, but I didn't do it, thinking that he will fall into a trap of not taking my pawn with his bishop, which he eventually did not. So you can see it was a clear mate in one. He thought that all his chances are gone and he cannot protect his king, and he was gone with this. So you see my accuracy here, it was very bad. His accuracy was 40, my accuracy was 64, and in the second game my accuracy was 76. So you can see basically we get amateur players in less than 1500 tournament. Okay, so now the third game with this guy. Okay, in this, okay, it was a quite a high accuracy game. Not very high, but okay, still it was okay, yeah, average accuracy. Okay, so let's see favorite opening. Now this was my favorite setup. This is what I want basically, so that my queen develops, and he simply allowed that. Now the idea is again disturbing his knight by pushing the pawn forward. But I decided to pin it, which was a slight inaccuracy, with a check. Okay. Now, why I didn't take his knight? Because of course you should not take pieces for free. Before that, you should plan for your king's safety, and then within 9 to 10 moves or 12 moves, your king should be castled if you want to. If you have decided to put your king in the center, then also no problem. You have seen most often no castling chess. Anyways, you see it was a blunder because his bishop develops here, and it is again a draw. So I should not have taken the knight at that point because I lost my advantage there. Okay, but after all, it is a less than 15-minute tournament, so you get to see many blunders from both the side, from your own side and from opponent side as well. So basically it was a rook and the bishop endgame, and in that you don't have many chances because both the rooks, all the 4 rooks you can see, they are underdeveloped. So in that you have to like try for the end game and push your pawns forward. So this was what we were trying to do, and whenever there is a rook end game, I try to put my rook on the 7th rank as soon as possible before he could do the same, but he did not allow me doing the same. So the game saw a rook trade. It was nearly draw here, but this was a blunder. And yeah, he did a blunder, possibly because of time pressure, and after that he resigned. So yeah, again I was lucky in this. And the last game with this guy. So you saw my accuracy here, right? It was 84 accuracy. Okay. And one blunder, he committed 2 blunders. Okay. One was this and other one was yeah, this. Okay, 4 blunders basically, and I did 1 blunder, and it was this. So yeah, taking the knight, thinking for equal trades, it is often a blunder if you are not getting any positional advantage there or material advantage there. So instead you should develop your pieces first. Cool. And basically if I did not protect my knight in that case, he would have disturbed my pawn structure as well, which he did. So you can see it was a loss for me. Anyways, coming to the final game. Yeah. And it was again not a very good game, as you can see from the accuracy. Okay, so let's move into this. I got white pieces, tried for my favorite opening, and he did not take. Now when players do not take in this position, I feel quite confident because the game becomes of a closed position like this, a pawn chains sort of something. And I like closed positions because in that most of the players of less rating get confused and commit blunders. Okay, and in that they sometimes underdevelop their pieces, or if you see strength wise, then in that case such close position games help me to create threats and block squares for because of my pawns. So I like close positions when pawns take on a chain like structure. Okay, of course I here I could not take the pawn because it was protected by the knight, and I did this. I don't know what I thought in this position, but simply I thought it was a cool move because his pawn was underdeveloped. His pawn was pinned and he could only take by his knight. But in that thought, I did not see that there are 2 knights protecting the same square, so eventually I would be a pawn down. Right. but he did not take with the knight. I don't know why. And even there was a better chance for him to take my bishop for free by queen giving a check, and then bishop was simply gone, right? Okay, so but he did neither of the two, and he simply placed his queen here. I took, he took, simplified the position and castled. Okay, I did not castle, and castling on the opposite side of the queen to put the king in safety. Okay, now he tried to cover some of the central squares by his pawn, and this was the game. And he was trying to create the same pawn chain which I created earlier, and he broke through. So okay, again I thought this was a cool move, and in time pressure, like, people commit blunders if it is a less rating tournament, right? Less rated tournament. So I thought he would take by pawn and I would take his queen for free, but he did not. Okay, and again I tried for the same thing, a cool move sort of something, because if he took with the pawn, in that case I would take his okay, no, this was not that, that move. I don't know why I did this. It was clearly a mistake, right? Because his queen was protected by the rook, but at that time I thought that his queen was unprotected, and I'm sure in time pressure he also thought the same thing. So this was a blunder, because I don't know why. Okay, and from a draw position he gave me a mate in 3, right? You have seen this mating puzzle in most of the chess apps like chess.com or Lichess puzzles, or maybe chess coach app. So he was simply gone with this. So in this tournament I managed to secure 5 victories and 1 loss, but that 1 loss was so grilling that it was not counted. Let me show you that game as well. It will take just few minutes. I was very glad to see this, although the quality of the games was not that good, but okay, still, rank 2 matters often, right? So top 1%, that tag matters quite often. Okay, so my last game was this one, in which I was gradually checkmated, but you see it was a 91 move game, and the tournament time was over, so it was not counted. So let's go to the starting and see the accuracies of this game. So it was also a low accuracy game because of time pressure. He was thinking of checkmating me because as fast as possible, because the tournament was going to be over quickly, and in that he committed a lot of blunders, and same did I. So the game started, and it was a new opening for me, the one which he played. So that's why you will see that I will commit a lot of inaccuracies and blunders. But if he did the opening, he should be confident with his moves, but even his accuracy was so low. Anyways, okay, you have seen the idea behind this rook move, right? Because if he played any other move, not moving his queen, in that case my bishop to f2 would simply take his queen, right? But he did not do that. Okay, and again rooks on the 7th, right? So I created some psychological pressure on my opponent, and I did not trade because my idea was simple, to keep my rooks on the 7th rank. And with this I also thought that if I moved my second rook from the first rank, in that case there was a mating threat, right? So before doing anything and before becoming too aggressive, first I have to put my king to safety, otherwise it would be a back rank mate. Okay, so was it a back rank mate? No, it was not, because if he played this, then with this I'm still protected, right? Or even with this I'm still protected, would be a trade-off. Okay, so let's see what he played. He did not play. It was a mating threat, right? He would have easily mated me. With this, it was simply a game over for me. And if he had done that, then possibly there would be one loss in my scores, overall scores, and I would not have managed to get second rank, and he would have for sure got some better rank. But you know, his rank was around 7 or something, so definitely it would have brought him to second or maybe third, right? But in time pressure he did not see this, and you know, it was still a mating threat, because with bishop he would have blocked the g7 square, but he saw none of those things. And when my king moved to g7 square, there was simply no way for him to put his bishop on the h6 square, right? So my king was safe now. Cool. You see, it was a game of blunders. Okay, should mate in 12, right? I don't know how. Okay, by pushing the pawns forward. Cool. These passer pawns are very dangerous. You see, the eval bar is dancing, so you can assume how low quality this game was. Now, if I did not give check, in that case, he would have found some checkmating threats, right? Like if my king moved to d8 square, then it was game over for me. So I had to keep giving him checks, and in that the tournament time went over. So okay, plus 36.5, and it was a draw. And again it was in my favor. And now you see this end game. Rook with 2 pawns versus queen. How it goes. He defended really well, and you will see very less inaccuracies and blunders here. It was a very accurate end game, both from the black and white side. Okay, not from the black side, I agree. Not from the white side also. And it was a game over. Now, it was a drawn end game, right? Okay, but I had to find this queen f7 move, but I did not. So it was again game over for me eventually. Cool. So these were my games, and hope you have enjoyed it. And more than enjoying, hope you have realized this thing, that tournaments are not invincible. Especially if you are an amateur, you can still go in lesser rated tournaments. In chess world, there are things and tournaments for everyone, right? So even if you are an amateur, there is a lot to explore. So keep participating in tournaments and keep checkmating your opponents. Till then, till my next video, bye bye.